everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I am Nicole from my Pandora Charmed Life, and today's video is going to feature how I design my leather bracelets. So I'm going to show you a few of the designs that I already have, things that I consider when I'm designing a leather bracelet, and then we'll kind of design one from scratch just for fun. So stay tuned and check out how I design with leathers. The first thing that I want to talk about when you're designing a leather bracelet is how many charms can you put on your leather bracelet. You really do not want to exceed any more than 7, so keep that in mind while you are designing. And then also you may or may not want to end with a clip depending on how your leather bracelet is at the end. So for this one, you can see it's threaded. So is having a clip absolutely necessary? Not necessarily, but if you have a bracelet that does not have that threading, you can see that's smooth, the charms will fall off. So keep that in mind. And then with clips, we are going to talk about having silicone clips that are silicone lined. What happens if you don't have those, and then using little silicone grips to help keep things in place if you absolutely want to. First, I just want to show you kind of some of the designs that I have with my leather bracelets. So this one is like a light green color. It's kind of like a mint color. I'll have to look up the actual color of this bracelet, but this leather hadn't really had like a perfect design for it, but when the Pinocchio charms came out, and Jiminy Cricket has like this blue on there, I thought it would complement perfectly. It doesn't match exactly, but I just felt like they would go pretty well together, so I tried it out. So on this design, you see I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 charms on here, and these are silicone lined clips. And how do you know they're silicone lined? One, you could read the description, you can ask your sales associate. But then also, if you look inside, you can see the tiny little silicone grips. So what that's going to do, if it's silicone lined, is it's going to keep everything, geez, hold on, in place. Right, these aren't gonna move. These aren't gonna move. It's gonna keep all your charms together. And this design has a little Pinocchio. He's so adorable. And my when you wish upon a star charm, when you wish upon a charm on that side, and then Jiminy Cricket. And if you guys saw my swap videos, you will know that the 2 dangles came from Jandra, my expressions for my Christmas swap, and the middle one came from Emily, so a fashion storyteller. So this is super special, probably my favorite. I don't know, we'll talk about my favorites in the end, and I have a feeling it's gonna be the winner. So here is one example of how to design a leather bracelet. Another design that I have, and this one is my like oldest design ever, is this design right here. Again, we are working with 5 charms. This is the light pink leather bracelet, and again, I have different tones on my leathers that don't exactly match. I think it just kind of helps add a little bit of dimension to it. So here again, I have silicone lined clips to keep the center in place. And with the original teacup here, I have this heart that has some lace detail on it. You'll have to look up the names of this as well. And then I have the Arabian coffee pot. Just a really simple design. I like to wear this in the springtime. And the first one that I ever did, and when I realized, yes, silicone lined clips are a must for leather bracelets. Now you might be thinking, but what if I have clips that I really want to use and they don't have the silicone lining? We'll talk about how these come into play. So here is my champagne colored bracelet. One of my favorite clips ever are the tendril clips, and they all have like a different color CZ on here, and this one is the champagne color. So I thought it would go perfectly with this bracelet. These Muranos are so stunning and add a pop of color, especially because this is more neutral. I thought that would be beautiful to add on here. Then the owl kind of brings out the green in my Murano. Then I have a little guitar dangle. So this one only has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one has 6. So I could technically add one more charm here. But let's talk about the clips. These are not silicone lined clips, but as I open this, you can see I have this little black silicone grip guy on here. The stores will give these out for free, so just have to ask them. They should carry them. Hopefully they still do. It's been a while. And then you get your clip that is not silicone lined, and you just put it over, and then it, for the most part, creates, I can move it with my hand, but I have to like force it. So you can kind of tell when I go like this, that they don't move. So that's an example of how you can create your own silicone line clips if you like a clip design that is not, doesn't come in silicone. There's another one of my designs. This next design is just kind of fun. It doesn't really have any doesn't really have like a common theme. I just put charms that didn't have a home together on this bracelet because I love the flowers for you Muranos, and they're like the gray and black, and I thought would go really good against a gray leather bracelet. You love the happy birthday cake charm that just didn't exactly have a home right at the moment. And then the hearts aflutter. Such a beautiful charm, and I like having dangles on my leathers. You might tell I like having dangles on everything. So same thing goes for leathers. Here I don't have any clips whatsoever on there, and that's okay. You can see here it is the threading, so they're not just gonna fall off if the bracelet does come off. Is it 100% ideal? Not necessarily, but it's gonna be okay. And that is how, so that is this basic design. This one only has 4 charms on there. And then we have another example of a bracelet. This one is one of the leather bracelets that have this kind of opening on it. If you've never seen this one, because it is kind of a newer one, you kind of just loosen this little knot hole. Is that what you would call it? I don't even know. You just pull and loosen it. This guy comes off. And then like a lot of the sliding bracelets, there is a little, there's a little notch that you just kind of open and take off, and then design that way. So for this one, because again, nothing's gonna fall off, it's okay if you don't put clips at the end. I do have clips on the end, but here you can see I'm not using any silicone lining in my clips, and it just kind of goes wherever it wants to. The design on here is a dangle in the center. This is Young Love. This bracelet's kind of inspired by Valentine's Day. I have my little heart spacer, or not spacers, yeah, spacers right next to it. And then these adorable sweetheart Muranos, followed by these heart clips. And these ones just do go all over the place, and that doesn't bother me at all. It just kind of varies, right? If I wanted to, I have 2 extra grips that I could put on there, but you don't. That's that. So I'll also just demonstrate kind of how you would put these together. Just grabbed a few extra charms that I have, and we'll just make one for fun. So open up this bracelet. This one has threading on the end, clips not necessary. We're gonna use one just for fun. And you don't always have to use clips. Maybe you just wanna use one clip on one end, that's totally fine. And then I just grabbed some of my Las Vegas charms that were hanging around. In Open Works, we'll just slide right on. We have this one. This is not an open work, so just like a snake chain bracelet, if it's threaded, you gotta thread them on. A little monkey see, monkey do. That one is threaded, threads on. This one's threaded too, so there we go. To add a little bit of extra protection, we will put on a clip. Now, because I don't have two clips on here, it doesn't really make sense to try to lock them in place unless you want to. Maybe you want this to kind of look like the end, right? You don't want a clip, but you want there to be an end. I'll show you how to add these black silicone grips on. So we'll open this up. These silicone lined ones are, they're not a full circle, it's like a little cutout. So you would just kind of put it on there, like so. Get your clip and clasp it shut. Okay, this one is a little bit loose, so it's actually not doing exactly what I want it to do. If the clip was there alone, it's not moving, but I think because of the weight of those it is, but it's okay. We'll, not a big deal. If you get the silicone, watch, hold on, let me show you why the silicone lined ones would work better. I think that one is going to really depend on the shape of the clip. So give me 1 second here. Okay, so this one comes silicone lined. This is not going to match at all because I just took one away from my other bracelet. Silicone. Okay, the weight of that is not going to bother it. There you go. That's how you would design it from scratch if you wanted to with my random orphan charms. So those are my leather designs. I often like to stack my leathers with my, like the wrist that has my Apple Watch on there. You'll see I usually put a bangle, a mesh bangle, or a leather when I am designing with these. And currently, okay, so hold on. I guess my question of the day is, of the leather bracelets that I showed you, which design is your favorite? Mine, I think, has to be my Pinocchio designed leather bracelet. I just love the way the colors complement each other, even though there's not a perfect match. And it reminds me of Jandra and Emily, because if you watched our swap videos, these charms came from them. So super meaningful and my favorite design. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up in the comment below. Let me know which one is your favorite. If you are not already subscribed, please consider subscribing. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you all next time.